Hi friends! I miss you all and I'm really sad I couldn't be there for yet another over-the-top birthday for Brett. You're gathered there today to celebrate and desecrate my best friend. But let's be honest, it's like any other day with this low-hanging fruit. Am I wrong? Today you'll hear from some of our spicy ride or die friends, and they're gonna roast this bitch. Most of you will probably sit there with zero context, laughter, and explanation of who we all are. Brett, this is truly the worst idea you've ever had, and that says a lot. For those who don't know, I'm Dee. I'm not really great with speeches. I'm very honest and direct. Doing a roast on a pre-recorded video just seemed like a really bad idea. So here's a love PSA instead. Brett, I just want to tell you that I love you and that you are my bestie. A bestie is an irreplaceable person who's by your side throughout all of life's drama. A bestie accepts your weirdness like those white Crocs you own and loves you no matter what. It's someone who laughs with you and at you, and girl, you know I laugh at you all the time. We've been a hot mess together for 14 years now. When we met, we were kids who were very far away from home, just trying to find a place and a voice. Sure, we had a great friend group, and a lot of them are here today, but you know, we were both missing something. We weren't alone, but me and you just connected right away, and we got each other. We were both theater kids, we loved games, we were very competitive, we loved to throw down at a party, but it always was much more than that. We lived together, interned, worked together. Naturally, we finished each other's thoughts and sentences. We shared one brain. I didn't know it when we first met, but I needed you. I honestly don't know how I would have survived those first couple years without you, boo. Now, you all know how extra Brett can be. He's always striving to one-up himself and be the life of the party. It's his love language, for better or worse, to show how much he cares. What you might not know, because putting his feelings in words is very hard for him, is that he has a big heart and he truly cares. So before I turn this over, I want to share something Brett wrote me almost 10 years ago. It's his first memory with me when we met and became friends. He, of course, couldn't tell me how he felt. He instead had to send a Hogwarts acceptance letter with a pensieve of his memory. Because even though we call Brett basic, he's anything but that. Brett Myers' memory, February 2009. It was actually March. Small details. Dolores Ann Camp. In the midst of a California winter, which basically is just late summer, a young man stood on a porch during a get-to-know-you future colleague soiree hosted by Hillary Helding and company. I was that company. Drinking a beer and enjoying a delicious cigarette, something felt off. Perhaps it was the ostracizing feeling of trying to blow smoke away from everyone surrounding him, or his desperate attempt to find something interesting to say on his not-so-smartphone. But something wasn't quite fun about this party. Then something happened. As if the seas parted, a wonderful blonde woman came out of the crowd. Spying him, she exclaimed, "Oh, thank God. I thought I was the only one." And after she lit her cigarette, they both knew that they found their smoking buddy. But what he didn't know was that they had also found their platonic soulmates. That is, if soulmates are meant to share the same brain. Not sure how much you remember of that, Brett, but I've always kept it. So anyways, happy birthday to my platonic soulmate. I couldn't imagine this crazy journey without you in my life. Literally, I wish I was there to celebrate with you, all of our dearest friends, and the rest of the room who you see once a year just to see what stupid shit you make us do. That reminds me. Hi, Matt and Frank. Sad to miss our yearly meetup. Thanks for filling my spot last minute. Cheers, y'all. Well, I guess now it's time for the show. He's the fourth Sanderson sister. He's stayed young and handsome over the years by sucking the youth out of all of his lovers. Now that he's dating Kyle, maybe he'll start to actually age. Turn around for your MC for the night, Misha. Bye, guys.
Ladies and them. Welcome to the 36th annual roast of Nathaniel Adam Mary Louise Meyer. 36th, you say? I thought this was the first roast. But let's be honest. Every year of Brett's life is a comment on what a joke he is. Also, 36, you say? I thought he was in his mid-40s. Nope, that's just nicotine. Are y'all ready to have some fun? Yeah! I said, are y'all ready to have some fun? Well, you will in about 35 minutes from now. But until then, Brett has, for some masochistic reason, chosen to assemble his friends along with 5 other people here on stage tonight to pay him tribute. Motherfuck. It takes a lot of guts to be raked over the coals by your friends, Brett, but I'm glad you're up here and not in my bathroom. Given how much you love to blow up everyone else's toilet but your own. All those cackles are agreeing with me. But seriously, you are a brave soul. And as I'm always telling you, Brett, that which does not kill you disappoints me. My name is Misha, and I'll be your host for the evening. I literally wrote hold for applause, so thank you. When Brett first asked me to do this, I thought, what else do I have that night? Or what else can I say that I have that night? But being that he lives only 1 block away from me, I have found it difficult over the years to lie about whether or not I'm here. Thankfully, usually within an hour of arriving home from work himself, Brett's so drunk, he can't tell the difference between my front yard and any number of yards, hedges, or bushes he's woken up in after night on WeHo. It's only just begun. So, before we begin the roast, I thought I'd tell a quick story because you all know how good I am at telling stories quickly. Beat you to that insult, you bitches. Honestly, this was something I was planning to share at Brett and Mike's wedding before Brett made the only smart decision of his life. I'm just thankful that he can stop saying Mike and I's wedding because I''S is not a word. Brett, the WGA writer, everyone.
Doesn't deserve more pay.
Anyway, the year was 2011. I was doing some producing and voiceover gigs for a production company at which Brett was working. And I'm going to be honest now. Seriously, as ridiculous as this sounds, I'm not lying. I thought Brett was kind of cute. Which just proves how long ago this was. Of course, today, I wouldn't fuck Brett's pussy with Hillary's dick. Thankfully, Brett introduced me to Big Steven, which spared me the awkwardness of having to break Brett's heart. Since then, however, I have broken many of Brett's other cherries. From Burning Man to Booty, I have dragged this guy on stage with me, both in the desert and in the clubs. And as anyone who has ever watched Brett and I dance together can attest, we are quite a sight to behold. I mean, I've seen 2 epileptics share a bowl of ramen with more grace. But we have fun. And just like all of my other stories, I'm going to stop here midway and continue to drink until it seems funny enough to finish. Moving on. I haven't really come up with any insults about our panelists. I mean, look at this group. They're all so fucking beautiful, right? And not just comparatively next to Brett. I mean, honestly, we are all good looking, healthy, and smart. Good job, Brett. Is a phrase I don't say often. So with that, I'm just going to end on a seriously stupid one-liner. Here goes. Brett is so dumb.
How dumb is he?
That's it. Please welcome to the stage your first roaster of the evening, Hillary.
Thank you, Misha, for talking about my dick already. So that was good. You know what always, it's not as out there as your dick, so it's fine. I can't get this to go down, but you guys can hear me, so it's fine, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let's give it up for Misha for letting us use his backyard for this event. He's always so generous with his yard. Letting people use it for, parties or even film shoots. Nothing legit's really been filmed here though, but his basement. But his basement did inspire the film Barbarian. So urinate at your own risk, folks. It's funny, Brett asked us all to dress to impress tonight, and I'm so glad I didn't listen because looking out at this audience, I can see that absolutely nobody here is worth impressing. So, and I'm not gonna even bother roasting the rest of the panel because let's face it, we're all voluntarily friends with Brett, and that's the worst thing anyone can say about us. Let's move right on to this gay leprechaun over here. I am. All right. Redundant. I didn't know we were going to be twins, so I'm going to skip that joke. I am so annoyed to be here tonight to celebrate his 45th birthday. Now, Brett, I know you're not actually 45, but at the rate you drink, you're not going to make it to 45. So I thought I'd at least let you hear me say it once. Because drinking is Brett's favorite thing to do, and it involves swallowing, which is his second favorite thing to do. And for those of you who are worried that people might be a little bit too mean up here tonight, let me just put your minds at ease so we can all relax. Brett's a comedy writer, so he knows how to take a joke. He just doesn't know how to write one. And as Dee said earlier, Brett loves doing really extravagantly unique things for his birthday. So I have no idea why he asked us to roast him. We do that every night of the week because, like Brett, it's easy. But Brett, one of the things that I really admire about you is your commitment to your Halloween costumes, right? Like he always has really great ones. Like last year he went as Twink Captain America, which was a stretch for him because he's way too old to be a twink. Or a few years ago, he went as Warrior Angel, and he spent hundreds of hours and hundreds of dollars creating these angel wings that would mechanically spread, but exactly zero effort on coming up with a name better than Warrior Angel. Like Brett, it cost way more money than it should and had exactly zero character. Or one of my absolute favorite costumes of his, Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. If you don't know, I had the honor of writing for Mike Wazowski, so I know him very well. And let me just say that was a fitting choice for Brett because they have a lot in common. They both have legs way too skinny for their bodies. They're both horny, and they both freeload off their platonic male roommate. I will say though, that Brett is honestly just creative in general. Like, he invented this game called Hard Sorry. That's exactly like Sorry, except it's hard to have any fun while you're playing it. Only Brett would rip off a beloved children's game, make it worse, and then brag about it. Oh, another thing I really admire about Brett is that he's not afraid to fail over and over and over again. Brett will fail at a bar. Brett will fail at owning a car. Brett will fail at winning a game. Brett will fail at getting fame. Brett will fail at cleaning his house. Brett will fail at getting a spouse. Brett will fail here or there. Brett will fail anywhere. By the way, Brett, you can stop failing now. We get it. Look, I have known Brett for a long time, longer than I would like. So I can objectively say that Brett has aged like a fine wine that's been left out in a car in the valley in August. That's what happens when your diet for your entire life has consisted of chicken nuggets and Bud Light. Actually, you know what? One time I did see him eat a steak that someone else paid for. And another time I saw him eat a hot dog that someone gave him in West Hollywood, but that man put it back in his pants when Brett was done. You know, it might not have been a hot dog. I was pretty drunk. What can I say? Being friends with Brett makes you want to drink until you forget him. So let's all start now. Cheers, Brett, and happy 45th birthday.
This isn't scripted. My head literally hurts because I'm laughing so hard. Oh my God. You'd think after living with Hillary, I'd have something bad to say, but honestly, she was literally the best roommate that I've ever had. And I've had many of my roommates. And now, please welcome the only thing shorter than Brett's attention span, Chelsea.
I'll stand back. All right, well, I'm the teapot of this roast. I'm short, I'm stout. I'm gonna spill that tea, girl. Let's give it up for our lovely MC Misha. As most of you know, Misha is known for notoriously dating younger men. In fact, the only reason he's dating Kyle is because he's not allowed within 500 feet of any schools or parks.
Finally.
Hillary, I'm not roasting Hillary. I'm afraid of her. My ass so easy. The only thing I'm more afraid of is Brett in an open bar and I'm his ride home. I want to thank Bert and Ernie for taking time out of their busy schedule on Sesame Street to be here tonight. The letter of the day is P for Brett. Or in your case, B for bottom. Marcelo, oh, you're here, huh? You know, Marcelo's a lot like Kevin McAllister. I always forget him and I'd rather he'd be home alone. Actually, no. You're like one of the wet bandits because your face looks like it was hit with a can of paint. Meg, darling Meg. Little Meg. Meg swears that she's bi. She married Tim though, so she's definitely still a lesbian. Hi, Bennett. Hey, look at you. Don Draper looking snack. God damn, you're hot. My God. And tall. Bennett Phillips is so tall.
Oh,
I don't have to get on my knees to suck his dick. It's just convenient. I can't be mean to him. He bought me a diamond. And now for the man of the hour, my darling Brett. Girl, you got something on your chin. Not that one, the other one. Grow a beard all you want, we know. I was actually really nervous to roast you. Mostly because burning trash is an environmental hazard. You like my outfit? It's cute, right? I bought it for the wedding that never happened. That's also why we're stuck wearing these stupid crowns. All you have to do is give me some go-go juice. I'm an extra in toddlers and tiaras. But I guess I have my Halloween costume for this year then. Which reminds me, how much did you spend on your Captain America costume?
You don't want to know.
No, I want to know.
Some money.
So thousands. You spend thousands on a Captain America costume and bitch doesn't own a car. Your priorities. And if you've known Brett for longer than 5 minutes, you know he loves to complain. He once complained. That's true, girl. He once complained that a commercial came on and said, "You commercials, I feel poor." You grew up in a mobile home in Iowa, girl. You've always been poor. Delusion of it all. Brett's childhood. That's it. That's the joke. I remember you mentioning that you just took a DNA test. Turns out you're 100% a bitch. I think if anything, we're all just grateful you didn't show up in drag. Every time you try, the dress is serving belle, but the face is giving beast. Brett and I are both heavy smokers. It's true. By now, our lungs are so black and scarred, doctors confuse them with seal. You're never gonna survive. You're gonna smoke it. Fun fact, Brett's left lung was nominated for an Oscar this year. You may have heard of it. It's called Tar. Speaking of doctors, I had my annual checkup this year. I could not figure out why I kept breaking out into hives. It was really annoying. And then they advised me to stop hanging out with you, Brett. Turns out I'm allergic to shellfish. I tried to get Brett to come to a bar with me once, and there was a huge line. And then that's when Brett informed me I don't do lines. Turns out the only lines Brett does cost $50 a gram and snorted on the back of a toilet at Akbar. Yep. Brett's so bad at twerking, but if he continues his drug journey, he'll be great at tweaking. So that's pretty close. Brett's like bleach. Toxic and harmful when swallowed. I'm sorry if this joke is over your head, darling. I've been in your bathroom. I know you've never heard of bleach. Here's a product rec for you in a cell you understand in the form of detox. C to the H to the L to the O to the R to the O to the hold it. Yes. Clorox, bitch. Get some. And if you didn't like that joke, not lie sorry about it. It's fabuloso. I feel bad only saying bad things about you, so I'll just say something nice. You're petty. Pretty. Fuck. I guess it's just not possible to say nice things. Well, since it's your birthday and I love you, I got you a Jameson shot in the back. Brett really does love taking shots, both down his throat and in his face. Well, that's it for me.
Chelsea, my astrological sister.
Yeah.
Do we have any other Scorpios in the house? Woo! Christian. I feel your energy. I know we have a bad rep for being evil, but to those panelists up here who have chosen to insult us, don't worry, we won't seek revenge tonight. However, if in about 2 years from now you find yourself on the 101 and your brakes suddenly stop working, think of us. Up next, we have a duo. Yet again, I tried to come up with an insult, but I can't. Matt is one of the sweetest guys I've ever met, and Frank is his partner. Please welcome Frank and Matt.
We are both so excited to take part in the roast of Brett.
Spit roast?
No, that's later.
Yeah, Brett wishes.
First, let's give it up to our fellow panelists.
I almost did give up on that.
No, but we seriously are in awe of all of you. Even our host, Misha. I mean, look at him. A face for podcasts. No, Misha is clearly very hot, but he's actually best known as the go-to voice for German Nazis.
Which isn't typecasting because Misha is not German.
Kyle is Misha's platonic neighbor, and he also works for Netflix, which is a struck company. So we will not be speaking to him tonight.
Oh, you mean we have an excuse now, thank God.
As to our fellow panelists, special shout out to Hillary. Further proof that lesbians, like Ellen, can be funny as long as they're mean, awful people, like Hillary.
So I admit we don't know Chelsea well enough to roast her, but after seeing her work, I can say we still don't care. And Bennett, I will say the same thing to you that Brett's always told after his Grindr hookups. Why are you still here?
And we can't forget Dee. Dee also, like a lot of Brett's Grindr hookups, didn't come. Anyways, Megan works for Muse, a Canadian production company that is well known for movies like
TV shows like
specials like,
we're not forgetting, there's just nothing worth remembering.
and how could we forget Megan's husband, Tim.
Although it's hard not to look around and notice what all these panelists have in common. Hashtag Brett's roast so white. Am I white?
You forgot about Marcello.
Yeah, so did Brett when he got the job on Raven's Home.
Come on, sweetie, that's so mean.
So was Brett when he got the job on Raven's Home.
But seriously, we wanted to thank all our fellow panelists who, in solidarity with the writer's strike, did not write a single funny joke for tonight. Thank you.
Okay, now on to the man of the minute.
Minute Man.
Brett Mayer, everybody. Now, what can we say about Brett that hasn't been written on countless bathroom walls?
Brett, cornier than Iowa, with twice as many farmers inside him.
Brett, smokes a lot of poles. Cigarettes. No, I was right the first time.
Brett, too smart for Iowa, too dumb for anywhere else.
Brett, proof that homophobia gets it right sometimes.
Brett, that's it.
Now, okay, a lot has been said tonight about how Brett is a whore.
Brett got very creative during the pandemic, though. Not writing wise, obviously, but sex wise.
Ooh, yeah, he figured out a way to have sex while maintaining 6 feet of distance and wearing a mask.
Okay, so you see in doggy style, if the man is over 6 feet tall and you lean back while thrusting, 6 feet. There's 6 feet of distance.
You know, as I think on it, wearing a mask during sex probably wasn't actually safe, but it did make Brett's face 50% more attractive.
You know, this is actually not the first roast I've been to. When Frank had a roast for his 33rd birthday,
2 years in the future.
I got a lot of shrapnel as his partner, so I thought it was only fair that we roast Gus a little. Just kidding. Gus is perfect. Brett's a whore, though.
No, but we should be a little nicer to Brett. He did let us shoot several scenes from our sexy gay web series, Open to It, in his home.
So did Misha. Sorry about the share that is still there 2 years later.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, in our series, a lot of really hot men get fucked in Brett's bedroom.
I guess art doesn't always imitate life.
A lot of the panelists have joked about Brett being old and slutty and old, but we're not going to keep hammering the same joke over and over again. What are we, one of Brett's scripts?
You know, actually, some people say that Brett's a good writer. I don't know those people, but that's some people I somewhere, surely.
But no roast of Brett would be complete without a comment on his eating habits. Dicks.
You know, people say that Brett's diet of only chicken nuggets means he eats the same way now as he did when he was a toddler. But I don't think that's fair. Way back when Brett was a toddler, chicken nuggets hadn't even been invented yet.
You know, a symptom of COVID is loss of taste, so maybe that's why.
Brett never had taste.
Yeah, that explains the clothes, the hair, the decor, the art, I could be here all night.
Anyway, now that we've alienated all of our friends,
Acquaintances, calling them friends would reflect badly on us.
we wanted to say to all the people we did not make fun of tonight, it's because we think nothing of you.
Thank you so much. Brett is a whore. Good night, everybody.
Craig and Matt, everyone. We're a loving couple who answer the question, can two holes make a hole? For you, Matt, let me remind you that, yes, when you painted that Cher mural a year ago, you said you used washable paint, and yet it somehow survived the storm of the century. I suppose I shouldn't be shocked.
Cher will survive anything.
Fair enough, fair enough. I suppose I shouldn't be shocked it's still there, given you're not very good at getting things off. I'm just kidding. I mean, let's be honest, the only smart thing to ever come out of Frank's mouth is Matt. Up next, we have a guest without whom Brett would not be in the WGA. Ironic, given Brett doesn't even know how to spell the word diversity. Please welcome Marcelo.
Well, hello, beautiful people. And Brett. Hi, I'm Marcelo. Many of you may know me by my new adopted stage name. As you know, I am Brett's writing partner. So I did have to get a stage name, to protect my reputation. But yeah, some of you may know me as no, actually the funny one. That's me. Or no, the prettier one. Either of those applies. It's fine. I will answer both. And you know what? I'm not being conceited because listen, this is the bar. But I do want to kick things off a little differently. I don't want to go straight for the jugular. I don't want to be like that guy. So I do want to be a little bit positive here at the top of my my set, whatever you want to call it, because there are some people on the panel that I believe need to be recognized. So first of all, let's put our hands together, folks, for Misha, our amazing host, and our absolutely incredible MC. He has a very difficult job and he's doing great at it. So let's put it together for him. Misha Pfister, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? A lot of people don't know this, but Pfister is actually also his last name. And it's like, and doesn't that just make that thing so much easier? Like, just to be able to have your last name actually be your preference. Like, I mean, Hillary would be like, I don't know what, like Hillary scissoring, or, I don't know, Chelsea, like would be like Chelsea, like, tree climbing, or even Megan, Tim and Megan, like, ew, gross, straight sex. I mean, things would just be so much easier. But yeah, no, seriously, Misha, was also recently inducted into the Guinness Book of World Records. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. He is the world's oldest twink. So yeah, we're very proud of him for that. And also more congratulations going out to our girl Chelsea and Bennett. They are getting married. They are engaged. So let's hear it for them. Yes, absolutely. But I got to get something off my chest. When I first heard that that Chelsea was engaged, I was actually really surprised. And I say this with love because I had no idea that Chelsea was an adult. For real. Every single party, I was like, wow, Tim and Megan brought their kid again. And oh, look, it smokes and it drinks. Someone's got to tell her, like, hey, it's going to start your growth. Turns out someone did, and the bitch didn't care. But congratulations to you guys. But I did do a little research just for my own peace of mind. And as it turns out, I did find Chelsea's birth certificate. And she is 100% a fully grown, fully developed, fully realized adult Keebler elf. So Bennett, you're good to marry her. Don't worry, you will not be going to prison. But anyway, that brings us to our man. It brings us to Brett. Hey, listen, like, girl, let's just take a minute to reflect on what an accomplishment it is for a man that eats the way that he does, that drinks the way that he does, and, like, we know, smokes the way that he does, to get to 36. Like, for somebody with healthy habits, that's like 117. So let's just go ahead and please focus on that. And not only that, but I mean, the bitch barely looks like 74. Like, girl, what is your secret? And please do not say makeup. Girl, we've seen it. It is called drag queen, not dragged by a bus queen. No, girl, no, woof. And I don't mean that. I don't mean that in the scruff way. For all y'all who don't know, scruff is a gentleman's app where we gays woof at each other as a like fun little subtle form of flirtation. Like, hey, I want to do you, doggy. But speaking of doggy, Brett's asshole. So listen, his butthole is so hungry and so thirsty. Literally, he went to Burning Man and did the naked bike ride. Literally, first bump, the motherfucker sunk straight to the ground. Like an act of magic, that thing disappeared. Like, I'm not even kidding you. His playa name was Burning Sensation. Listen, he thought it was a compliment. Don't tell him. No, seriously. Brett's butthole is so white set at this point that when he farts, the only one that knows is Gus. Like, for real, I'm not even kidding you. It's like the only scientific way to test that it exists is to yell at it and wait for an echo. No, and seriously, his butthole is just absolutely so thirsty that when he douches, it literally goes. No, the water doesn't even come back out, or the bulb. No, but seriously, it has been I was very, very flattered and very honored to be included, on this panel with so many talented, so many creative, so many funny people. And Brett. Brett, I love you. Happy birthday. Thank you very much.
I don't have anything bad to say about our next panelist because the only reason I would ever insult her is to motivate her husband to come up here and slap me in the face with his dick. Please welcome Megan.
This is next. Oh God, no, really, this is great. I mean, a round of applause for everyone who showed up tonight. I honestly didn't think anyone would, and a lot of people did it, like a lot. Thank you, Misha, for hosting. Wait. Okay. Misha Pfister, voiceover artist, graphic designer, writer, producer, singer, dancer. Is there anything you can do? So Misha officiated my wedding, and never before has a bride been upstaged by her officiant's penis. Seriously, my grandma actually stayed awake for the whole ceremony. I actually wasn't gonna do this roast. This is terrifying, but I thought for one night I wanted to pretend to be a comedy writer. You know, just like Brett. Speaking of writing, Marcelo is Brett's writing partner, which we learned earlier. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here. But the strike, your schedule is pretty open, which is good because now you have an excuse for not having a job. This is how I picture you guys writing a script together. Interior, Brett's pool house day. Brett and Marcelo open their laptops to start writing. They're immediately bored and head to WeHo to hunt dick. The end. Seriously, how do you get any writing done? They don't. Matt and Frank, everybody. You two are such whores. The only time I see you is at Brett's birthday parties. So how much are you charging him? Is it a 2-for-1 special, and does it come with a happy ending? Now, by a show of hands, even though I can't see anybody, but by a show of hands, how many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Hillary Helding? If Hillary doesn't like you, you know it. She has a burn book, and I've seen it. She's not even a real vegetarian. One time I saw her making out with a hot dog.
Doesn't even go here.
Man, I love Chelsea's laugh. Chelsea, you make me feel like the funniest person in the world, which is probably why Bennett keeps you around. No, seriously, they make the most perfect couple. They say opposites attract. Bennett's humor is very witty and understated, and Chelsea's is like a kid hopped up on cotton candy and crack cocaine. Chelsea is the life of the party, and Bennett is the lifeless of the party. Now for the king of the porcelain throne himself. Brett said he wanted a roast for his birthday, and I was like, girl, your whole life is a roast. We've been friends for 14 years, and there's nothing I haven't already said to your face or behind your back. Brett is an attention whore, which is a nice break from being a regular whore. Brett has to throw parties because otherwise he wouldn't be invited to any. He keeps saying that he goes to these nude pool parties on weekends, but we all know that means crying and drinking in the bathtub alone. His birthday parties are so extra. Girl, we get it. You're a year older. This year's party was super fun because it required us to do homework. But Brett probably doesn't know what that is. Okay, so Brett, home is where you sometimes pay rent, but usually just pass out. And work is, well, never mind, you wouldn't understand. Look at me standing here doing all the work while you sit here looking like trash. Now I know how Marcelo feels. Brett is really into bread. Oh, no, Brett is inbred. When his parents got married, they were able to keep their last names. No, but on the plus side, Brett has been a contestant on a lot of game shows. I guess he has a great face for losing. Look, he may not be winning at the game of life, but he still gets a participation trophy for showing up. And he always shows up for his friends. when he doesn't have other plans. But I do have more important plans after this, so can we wrap this up soon? I will end by quoting Brett's favorite meme from the Magic School Bus. What's that?
That's a booty hole.
Coop, that's a booty hole. I love you, Brett. Happy birthday.
Damn it, Megan, you're supposed to say the thing about him fucking. Because I had a good comeback for that.
Oh, damn it.
Play the joke, it works. Yeah.
You can just say the joke.
Try it.
What was the joke?
There were two Brett Myers. If there were two Brett Myers,
If there were two Brett Myers,
they would just be butt fucking each other.
they would just be butt fucking. And then I was gonna say. And then I was gonna say, Christ, Megan, roasts are meant for funny stories, not scary ones. The thought of Brett fucking himself is about as erotic as. Nope, everything else in life is way more erotic. All right, so I really do not have anything bad to say about our next panelist because I simply don't know him very well. And I'd like to keep it that way. Please welcome Bennett.
Welcome, Brett, and all the other panelists who couldn't think of a good enough excuse to get out of this. For those of you who only know Brett from work or joining us virtually, welcome to this friend group's 1 millionth attempt at not throwing a normal fucking party. It is starting to feel like a prison experiment. Brett's here, or so we'll tell him tomorrow when he wakes up. We're here tonight to celebrate Brett, the man who puts the bottom in rock bottom, the Twinkie in Twink, and his writer friends in an awful position having to scab for this terrible party. Brett's had a big year. He's had continued success on Ravensholm. He was quoted in the New York Times. And now he got this many people to show up in one place and talk about him without it being his intervention. Great job, buddy. Not what I would have bet on. Brett, you've had an influence on every one of us up here. In fact, I'm up to a 0.06 just from the fumes coming off. Brett, you often call me and the rest of your friends your chosen family. This is because your real family chose otherwise. Brett, isn't it nice being called the man of the hour by someone not leaving in 59 minutes to fuck someone more attractive? Brett goes to Burning Man every year, which is also a convenient way to dodge questions about whether you're filthy because you passed out in your own backyard. Brett may be a white hillbilly from a farm, but believe me, he can really shake it. And by it, I mean his hands if he doesn't get a beer in his system by 10 a.m. Brett, it really is an honor to share this stage with you. And by this stage, I mean the one before you finally sober up. Brett, look around. Everybody dressed up for you today. So we can look good when this footage is used in your memorial video. I know we joke, but Brett, I want you to know, one day when you're dead and gone, we'll always know right where you are, because no grass will ever grow over your alcohol-soaked corpse. All right, enough about your death. Let's talk about your life, Brett. You write for Raven Simone, you drink alone next to your pool, and you ride your motorcycle to go buy cigarettes. Brett, your life is like a series of lies a child tells about their stepdad. Brett, we've heard a lot of jokes about your writing tonight, but I do think that one day you will have an Emmy. ME being a medical emergency brought on by liver failure. Brett, that's all I've got. I'll turn it over to you, and I am terrified of what you're going to say about us when you get up here, because I've seen how badly you treat yourself.
You hanging in there, Brett?
I don't even know.
I'm glad you're having fun. I just wish you weren't somewhere else. So now is a special little treat that is really unscripted. We have some audience write-ins. And I'm going to do my best to okay, so we have one from the box because all the others sucked, sorry. That wasn't me choosing, that was all of us. I won't throw anyone on the bus. Yeah, we all. We have one from Brandon.
Brandon.
You just looked at me like, I don't know what Brandon is. I don't either. Brandon says, Brett, that suit looks great on you, but it looked better on the dead guy you fucked and stole it from. The next one we have is from Emily, and it's via text. First time I've read this. Dearest Brett, congratulations on being almost as old as me. Oh, this is from, yeah, Emily. Okay, great. Here's a photo of the wine I bought to bring to your party. Let's pretend it's there. I can't stop pooping. I've pooped constantly for 48 hours. Sometimes just little bits of tomato. It is, as it sounds, terrible. And it burns. I hate to miss this party, as I'm not invited to many parties. Also, you were good. Here is my roast joke. Brett's so gay and Midwestern. His favorite dish is an the first time I lose it, someone else's. His favorite dish is an casserole. Don't poo it before you poo. Fuckheads. The end. Well, if you're watching, that's amazing. And for our last one, this is a really special one that just absolutely pickles my tank. This is from Aaron from our dodgeball team. Yeah. Who, because we are all, because WJ writers are on strike and we are all standing in solidarity, decided not to write jokes. Oh, no. I've read them. Instead, asked AI to read them, or to create them rather. There's a reason that WJ is on strike. So these are jokes created by AI specifically for Brett. Happy 36th birthday. You know you're getting old when your writing career hits a strike before you do. So you're in a gay kickball league, huh? No wonder your writing career's on strike. You're too busy chasing balls on the field instead of putting pen to paper. Maybe your next book should be called The Pitcher Who Couldn't Pitch. You burn. Happy 36th birthday to the captain of the sponsored by Arby's kickball team. That actually is us. Don't laugh, that really is our team. I guess you guys are a perfect match because just like your writing career, Arby's has a way of leaving you hungry. And finally, again, AI. So you've done drag as Elsa from Frozen? That explains why your writing career is on ice. Oh, there's more. I guess you wanted to let it go, but it seems to have let you go instead. Maybe your next role should be Elsa, the motorcycle riding, kickball playing TV writer. Thank you, Aaron. Okay, the time has finally come to hand over the microphone to the real star of tonight. A rather dim star, but a star nonetheless. For as much as we've all had a great time coming up with jokes about Brett, the truth is we really can't take any credit. This shit writes itself. Unlike his scripts, which require an entire room of professional writers to make them funny. Speaking of scripts, I think it's time I say something actually heartfelt, or at least what my heart would feel if I had one. True. This part. Whenever I write a script, Brett is always the first person that I give it to. Not only will he read every single subsequent draft I send him, something that Hillary and I despise doing, he actually gives amazing development notes. Sure, sometimes they can come across as mean when he's trying to be sassy, and sometimes it can be completely unintelligible, like when he claims he's only had Trulies to drink today. For instance, he once told me that my podcast needed a boom, boom, pow. To which I responded, a what? You know, a boom, boom, pow. If I knew what the fuck a boom, boom, pow was, would I be giving you this face? Do you mean an inciting incident? Yeah. Which Megan can tell you is the textbook definition of a note behind the note, which has been placed underneath another note. And that note has been lying in a pool of whiskey all night. As for his own skills, this guy cannot write a script without using the word bulge,
Wait till my roast.
Or the phrase, we see his bulge. And yet, he's able to offer other writers a whole new take on their own works with childlike wonder. Language is a mystery to him, especially foreign languages. He once asked our Chinese Uber driver if he also understood Japanese. We did. Given that they're, basically the same. Brett, there are times when you make me laugh. Not many, but some. And most of the times are at you, not with you. Times you make me think, mostly about how on earth you've managed to stay alive for 36 years. And times you frustrate me so much that I want to take a gun and blow a hole in your head so big that even I could fuck it. But above all, you make me feel both happy and proud to call you one of my closest of friends. I might say shitty things about you to your face, but there's nothing that I would ever say differently behind your back. I can always count on you to join me in wearing idiotic costumes or nothing at all. And that says more than what words can say. Look me in the eyes, Brett, for a moment. Forget that we're on stage. I love you, Brett. And I have your back, bare as it may be. So let's give it up for the impotence. Impetus. For us all being here tonight, the man-child of the hour, the honest to God reason this should be an intervention, not a party. Brett.
Wow. I asked my friends to roast me. Unfortunately, they weren't available, so these were the only people that replied to the Craigslist ad. So thanks, cool, is awesome. But honestly, I kid. I love all these people so much. And honestly, you guys were all amazing. You guys know how to roast me, and so I picked the right people to do it. And so let's give it up for Misha, our host of the evening. We've heard a lot about his dick tonight, so let's talk about it some more. He's gorgeous. That's what we've talked about. You guys don't know this, but he's actually 108. All I'm going to say is that I'll have whatever sacrificial babies he's having. Yes, please. Misha actually talked about it earlier. We met on a job. We both kind of were feeling each other out. We were friends, but I was like, okay, cool. Like, I like you. Mm-hmm. And then, well, let's say I was the perfect age for Misha, which was barely legal. But then like the beer goggles kind of started to wear off and I saw the bulge in his pants. And I was like, well, if I want to get impaled by a horse, I would have stayed in Iowa. Just saying. Hillary, our token lesbian on the panel. You guys don't know this, but she is truly one of the sweetest, nicest, beautiful human beings I've ever seen in my life. Like, I know like the dykey exterior and the angst, you can't see through it, but she has a heart of gold. I mean, I had to like move 2 U-Hauls, 3 cats, and a Katie Lang poster, but I saw your heart. It's there. I love her to death. And I can truly say that you are my favorite lesbian. And I can say that because Dee's not here tonight. Tonight we also have the lovely Matt and Frank. Couple. Oh, come on. They met on Tinder. It's true.
They were both sitting at home scrolling endlessly, and then after a while, they just went, "Oh yeah, he'll do." Frank, we talked about it earlier. Frank has an amazing web series called Open to It, which is just the LA way of saying, Matt, I want to fuck other people. Which, you guys, I'm here for it. Goodbye, monogamy. Hello, STDs. Seriously, get your shit tested. Speaking of somebody that should probably get their shit tested, Marcelo's here. He's my good friend and writing partner. Sadly, neither of those make me any money. But hey, I knew he was the right person for this event because he's been to so many roasts. Now, granted, most of those roasts, he's on all fours and not able to speak. And did I say able? I meant allowed. Girl, I know what I'm getting you for your birthday. Knee and elbow pads. Meg is here. Yes. She was our last minute addition to the panel, literally 2 days ago. But the one thing that Meg is not last minute about is her amazing Halloween costumes, right? They're always well thought out and freaking killer. I know people have talked about my Halloween costumes. She always one-ups me. So this year, I'm going to challenge you, Megan. I think we should go as each other. So I'm going to go, I want you to go as a ratchet ass hoe to WeHo. And I'm going to go as a lesbian that ends up with a straight man at the end of the night. Maybe? I don't know. Well, and next up we have Andre the Giant. Oh, sorry, I mean Bennett. Here he is. You know what? You're in a you know what? You're fucking weird. I can't figure you out. You're like fucking if Thanos and Mr. Rogers had a baby. Like, you're terrifying, but I want you to be my neighbor. It's weird. Seriously, there is a house next door. I would actually like you to be my neighbor. I love you. And then we have, last but not least, sweet Chelsea.
Yes.
Dear sweet Chelsea. I can't say anything bad about you. Like, it's like if Dorothy like punched a member of the Lollipop Guild, or like if I told the makers of Funkos they can't stand up outside the box, or that there should be an adult section of Oshkosh Bagosh. I just can't do it. Or me asking you, what is it like going up on Bennett? I don't know. I just would never say things like that to my dear, sweet little Chelsea. I love you. All right, you guys, this is the end of the roast. Thank you so much. Please get so drunk that you forget this ever happened. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here.